everybody, it's John from Lake Erie Chestnuts, and I'm going to buy my seeds for next year here at Chestnut Ridge of Pike County, just on their Facebook page. I typically do this on the phone, but it's hard to video your phone while you're doing the clicking. So after clicking, scroll down to the bottom and click the Go Nuts link, and then you see your options. I choose the extra large nuts by the pound. This year I ordered 7 pounds. Well, 3 days after I ordered the chestnuts, here they are. We're going to open these things up. I ordered 7 pounds of extra large nuts. Let's see what they look like. Beautiful bag of chestnuts. Some beautiful chestnuts in there. Some really nice ones. Many of you have heard me talk positively about Chestnut Ridge of Pike County. I think they deliver a great product and they deliver it quickly. I've never had any problem with them. I think this is my 4th year of ordering from them. But recently they were kind enough to share a link to my video on how I start chestnuts. It's certainly not the only way, but it is a way, and it's been successful for me. So I appreciate that. And other than that, I have no business relationship with them, but when I ordered this time, I ordered the same way as typical, just as everybody else does online. And they included a little token of gratitude or a gift to me, and I wanted to say publicly thank you. They gave me a couple pounds of their seed chestnuts and wrote a nice note here. So I'm very appreciative of that, and thank you very much to you folks there at Chestnut Ridge in Pike County. Hi everybody, it's John from Lake Erie Chestnuts checking in. I've got my chestnuts that I've had in the refrigerator. I'm pulling these out to check for mold. I have 49 XL chestnuts that I bought, the ones that you can buy for eating from Chestnut Ridge in Pike County. And as I mentioned before, they generously threw in some seed chestnuts that I could try, and I'm going to compare those two. So I got 49 of those planted in here as well. So I'll move you in a little bit closer here and see if we have any mold. See how we're doing with if there's any root radical sticking out. So we got a little bit of moisture on the top here. I don't know if you can see that. A little bit of moisture. Not a lot, just some. And the first thing I notice is that I don't see any white clumps of mold sticking, so that's a good sign. And we'll get our first seed out here. Now these are going to keep the same orientation. I don't keep these in bags, although I guess you could, but they start feeling gravity, and that's the direction they'll send their root down. So this seed is nice, moist, plump. When I shake it, I don't feel it moving around at all, so it's staying plenty moist. The root radical is not sticking out yet. I don't know if you can see that, but not sticking out yet, but looks nice and healthy, deep color. That looks good. So I'll just check a few of these. You can see I've got them all covered up. See how they all lay side to side. You've seen this in prior videos. Pull out a couple more nuts. Again, you don't see that root until maybe February, sometimes as late as March. So I'm not at all worried about that. I don't see any deeper mold or any problems at all. So these are coming along nicely. I don't dig them all out. I just check a few, see if it's going the right direction. And I don't see any major mold problems. So I'm gonna leave this alone. I'm gonna pack them back down. Keep plenty of dirt over the top of them. Put the lid back on. For my cold storage, I just use a typical refrigerator. I've used a regular refrigerator, and now I have this little extra one. And so I have this down here, and I just keep it right there. I hope the 2017 holiday season's treating you well. Hope you're getting to spend it with family and friends. Here at Lake Erie Chestnuts, that's what we're doing. We thank you for following along on our orchard progress, and hopefully I'll continue to produce a few videos as time goes along here, and we'll see the orchard grow up in front of our own eyes. Continue to post on there, ask any questions you might have, reach out to me by email, send me text or anything like that. I'm happy to try to entertain those questions as I'm best able. Thanks again for following us here at Lake Erie Chestnuts. Have a happy holiday and an even better new year. Hi everybody, it's John from Lake Erie Chestnuts. It's January 15th, 2018. Halfway through January already of 2018. I'm here next to one of my pure Chinese chestnuts that I got from Empire Chestnut Company. And this tree, you can see, I reach up about 8 foot. This is about 11 foot tall. This has finished its third growing season for me. And I'm pretty happy with how it's progressed. I'm hoping that I'll have chestnuts on this tree as it's grown out of the tube and up to the top, way above deer browse height. Hopefully it'll make it through this winter. It's 14 degrees today. The coldest temperature they've ever survived here that I have documented is -14. That's on in a picture. I saw a -28 one time, but I forgot to take a picture, so the best I can document is -14, but I saw a -28 and most survived. If you want to pan around there, Justin, I got my boy Justin behind the camera, pan around there, show what the orchard looks like here on this beautiful winter day. I appreciate you following my videos. I can't wait for these things to green up, see the growth, see some flowers, get some new action here. I've got my seeds in the refrigerator as you've seen. I hope yours are starting to sprout. I won't be putting mine out until late March or early April. I've had a lot of questions for that. I don't put them out until about 6-7 weeks before our final frost, which is the 3rd week of May here in northwest Pennsylvania. Thanks for watching. Follow us on Facebook at Lake Erie Chestnuts and follow me on YouTube at my name, John Sengel. Thanks for following us at Lake Erie Chestnuts and have a great day. Well, I'm cleaning up my planting containers, soap and water and a wheat bleach solution. And I'll do that same with my root makers. And we'll get them all cleaned up. This is last year's just remaining dirt. And clean them all up and then get ready to plant them up under the lights. Here's our chestnut seed, all ready to go. Got that long taproot. This thing will sprout way faster than if it just had a little 1/4 inch or something sticking out. This is probably 1.5 inches. I'll just move it over here. Put it right down in here. I just gently press it there without breaking it. And we'll water it here in a little bit and we'll just plant these up. I think we have more than 90 of them. We'll get them potted up and we'll show you here in a little bit. This is our light system that I showed on a picture earlier. And I'm just pulling these out of my container. Got another one. Very healthy. Been very lucky the last few years, no mold. But as I'm looking in the corner of this, I see one little patch of mold showing up right here at the very end. But that shouldn't bother anything. The rest of the soil looks great. I consider this a victory. We have 61 seeds planted up, 36 in the root makers, and then an additional 25 in these little pots. I reuse those. I washed them up as you saw. We'll see how they do. Can't wait. Love that chestnut color. Hope your growing goes well. Hopefully you got your trees started or getting ready to put them in the ground. We're getting ready to get some nice weather and can't wait to get out and work in the actual dirt. Good luck. Thanks for following us on this channel. Like and subscribe. Have a great day. Hi everybody, it's John from Lake Erie Chestnuts. It's April 20th, 2018. We still have snow on the ground, but we're a late spring compared to a very early spring last year. So next week it's 50s and 60s all week, and buds are starting to form. And so as I've talked about in prior episodes, you want to do the fertilization 2/3 at bud break as the buds are swelling, and then you want to do the final third right as they start to bloom. That's usually around July 4th here where I'm at. So I've finished fertilizing all 310 trees. Here's a beautiful specimen of a Chinese chestnut. Still snow on the ground, but it's already half melted compared to when I came through earlier this morning. And if you look at the gorgeous trees, they're all poking out of the tubes, all of them 10 foot tall here, 11 foot tall. Beautiful, just against this clear blue sky that we don't get that often here in Erie. Now you can see the tan color down here. I did a circle about 3 foot around this tree of fertilization. April 20th. There's snow on the ground, but we're going to have a late spring. This is going to start popping, fertilizing this chestnuts. Maybe 50 and 60 degrees next week. What are you doing out in your orchards? Post a reply. Tell me what you're doing. It's a beautiful day here. Going to wrap it up. I hear rumors that a big green tractor is going to show up later today at my property. So I'm fired up about that. Hopefully you guys are having fun in your orchards. Post a comment, like or subscribe. Follow along. It's more fun when we all share our experiences and we learn together. Have fun growing your chestnuts. See ya. So here's about an 11-foot tree, one of my Chinese chestnuts. And you can see my tube topper with all the wind in the winter has slid down. And the reason for that is the planter ties that I've had in place since 2015 are starting to fail. So they have about a 3-year life. and so I'm going to have to lift those back up. Those are rubber coated wire tie, and they're rusting and breaking. So fortunately I didn't lose this tree. I'm going to bring the tube topper back up, put a zip tie on, get another couple years out of it, and then hopefully we won't need the tree protectors anymore. Beautiful tree. This is another example of a tie that has failed. It looks like it's about a 3-year life, so I'll have to dig out a zip tie. This just shows that you can't put them in a tube and forget about them. You put them in a tube and forget about them, they're going to separate. The tube's going to be heavy on them. It's going to snap them in half. This was not like this just a week and a half or 2 weeks ago when I was looking at them. We had some 60-mile-an-hour winds, and that was all it took. Well, hi everybody, it's May 25th, 2018 here at Lake Erie Chestnuts. We're getting a little slow start on everything. Had a cold spring and then a wet start to any amount of our warm weather, but you can see this chestnut tree's probably 11 or 12 foot tall, and now it's out of the top of its 6-foot tube and able to really going to be able to put out some branches this year. So it's got me very excited for what's to come this year. You can see that we got tons of trees that are 10 foot tall. Almost all of them made it through this winter, and very excited about the possibilities for potentially making a significant number of burrs and producing this year. This tree's all of 12 foot tall, ready to put some branches out. This is a problem because I bought tubes, and you can see when I put the tube topper, I had the 5-foot tubes, and now I had to put this topper, and it's really kind of scarred around where it's been rubbing into this. And I bent this down to try to give it a spot where it wasn't rubbing, but that may ultimately cause problems for the top there. But maybe it'll provide some stabilization, and the new branching coming out of here may be able to withstand the wind a little better. But that just goes to show you that tubes aren't without some problems. It's a spectacular start here to Memorial Day. Just look at those trees all across here. Where it used to just be tubes, I'm starting to see some trees. I got tired of farming those tubes, so it'll be nice to have some actual trees. Hi everybody, it's John from Lake Erie Chestnuts. It's May 29th, 2018. As you can see, we have plenty of chestnuts leafing out here on our orchard. I'm fired up by that. Today, we're going to work on doing some labeling of plants. As a temporary measure to see how well I like it, I've labeled each one on a plastic tag that I bought pretty cheap off of Amazon. And then I've written in permanent marker the row and the number of tree and then the variety. And so I'll be doing that for the next hour or so. Wind's blowing hard today. We got storms coming in tomorrow. This is one of our 13 or 14 foot trees. wind's blowing it over for us here. Foliage looks great. A few blossoms up high. And now with the labels, I can just turn it and say, this is in row C, tree number 2, and it's shing, and it was planted in 15. So it grew 15, 16, 17, and 18. It's starting its 4th year here in the orchard. And looks great. We'll take you now back to the house. And these are 18-inch chestnuts. They look great. We got some in these 18-cell root makers. They look great. And then I got a number of them in 1-quart containers and a couple in a little larger containers. But these are coming along great. I got these so they get sun for about 4 or 5 hours every morning, and then in the afternoon they're pretty protected. You got a cat here who's interested in the chestnuts, right? That's Panther. Yeah, keep talking. Wow. All right. And we got his friend here, Izzy. Good girl. All right, well, I just wanted to update you and show you what we got growing as far as these chestnuts. I hadn't shown you the seedlings lately. Hey, listen, if you're growing chestnuts, post something on Lake Erie Chestnuts on the Facebook page. It makes it way more interesting for me if it's other people posting. You know, it keeps me interested, shows me new things, and you know, I'm always interested in ideas. I'm not an expert. I'm just documenting the journey. Have a great day. Have fun out there in your fields, planting trees, growing things, enjoying this beautiful weather. This is a Kinzel, K-I-N-T-Z-E-L, planted in the same year I started most of these seedlings. This is seedling chestnut from Empire Chestnuts as well. This is a 12-foot tree, lots of blooms forming. Nice solid tree. They get happier the farther we go up on this hillside. Another Kinzel. Now we get into the shings, the Q-I-N-G variety. So good growth. A lot more blooms on the Kinzels than there are on the shings, but trees look happy overall. Just wanted to give you a quick update here on June 8th, 2018. Well, I had my boy out at the farm, but unfortunately he's reached the age where he's full of the giggles and was too embarrassed to do a recording. So we recorded this and then we moved on to, I guess I'll be the star for now.
You do it.
Well, hey everybody, it's John. Lake Erie Chestnuts, July 6, 2018. Out here in the orchard, trying to get caught up. Went on some vacation, caught some nice fish while we were out in Minnesota, and hang out with the family. It was a lot of fun, but the orchard got a little away from me here, but haven't posted any videos. Thought I'd update you on the chestnut. This here is from the Perry mother tree provided by Empire Chestnuts in Ohio, and we got a good number of blossoms here, males, and got a couple female up here. You can see them. The wind's kind of gusting around. Just beautiful. Hopefully we got some pollen out blowing around this orchard and get some fertilized burrs this season. But just absolutely beautiful tree. This one's 12 foot plus. Beautiful tree. Yeah, I'll walk you down the way here. Not every tree has blossoms. That one just has a few. This beautiful tree has some. Now this is also from Perry Heritage as well. And you can see we got some honeybee action on it. You see some female burrs there. Beautiful. Beautiful seeing all these trees coming out of the tops of the tubes and just really turning into trees as opposed to just having a tube forest. So this is a seedling grown from Chestnut Ridge of Pike County, seedling from 2015. So it's in its fourth leaf. It's 3 years old, heading into its fourth year. It is, I can reach about 8.5 feet, maybe 9. I don't know how far I can reach, but anyway, this thing is up here high, you can tell. And if you come over here and zoom in, I'll try to lean her over without snapping her in half. Come over here, Jack. Zoom in right here. You can see it's got male flowers and it's got a burr. So all sorts of flowers all over. It's got maybe several burrs, but anyway, for sure that one. everybody, it's John, Lake Erie Chestnuts, August 2nd, 2018. Been a little while since I did a little checkup here. Been running around, working night shift and juggling life, kids, and chestnuts. I got a tree here with 8 burrs that have formed. Who knows if any of them are fertilized or not. As you saw last year, I didn't have any fertilized burrs, so I don't even really know. This one looks a little bigger than the other one, so maybe it's fertilized. It's a beautiful nut. You can see looking up towards the sun. Kinsel. This is a Kinsel heritage tree. Gorgeous day out here. Got tons of honeybees. Great thing to see. Now this tree is farther down. Has some of the blossoms still on it. And the burrs are much smaller, so I don't know if they were able to be fertilized. Maybe it's a late blooming tree. It's too early for me to be able to tell if this is a pattern with this tree or if it just got a late start. This is one of the PA Chinese chestnuts. They advertise as having smaller nuts, and it's got more than 10 burrs on it. I believe this is a seedling from 2014 that I transplanted out here in 15. Looking good. That's a 9-foot tree. Hope your chestnuts are doing good. Last year I was excited to see my first burr. This year we have hundreds of burrs. Now we see if we get a nut this year. So it's fun to see that process, and hopefully you're enjoying watching these videos. If you have any friends interested, have them like our page at Lake Erie Chestnuts and subscribe to us at YouTube at my first and last name all put together, John Sangle. Post some of your videos and put links of them on our Lake Erie Chestnut page so I can see what you guys are doing. This is a group project. Have a great day. Get outdoors. What do I do if I have chestnuts that I haven't planted out in the orchard that I have to winter over? Do I just leave them in pots or what? Well, I can leave them in pots, but if I do that, or if I put them bare root somewhere, I have to put them in soil at least packed up to the height that they're currently in. They'll survive the winter temperatures, but if you just have the pot sitting out on your back porch, the roots can freeze and they'll die. So I was just going to show you what I do here. I have some chestnuts here that I've had in another location that now I'm bringing back towards my little nursery area. I'm not commercial, so, I'm not doing anything that's rocket science. I just put it in there in the soil where my garden is. I'm done growing stuff here this year, so I move it in there, pack it with a little soil. I'll put the second one in there as well. Again, I want the roots to be down, and I want the top of the soil to be about the same level it was before. And then I just fill it in with dirt, pack it all up, tight up against there. And then other options are you could take and put leaves or straw up against it. But this has worked fine. I've had essentially 100% survival just doing this simple stuff. And you don't want to put any soil here because you don't want to put the roots any deeper than they're already growing. Getting all packed in. See the soil heights here? I match it with the outside. And those are ready for the winter. You can see I have some growing in here. I have quite a few chestnuts growing in there. A little bit of insect damage, but they can have some and I'll grow some. Got some catalpas growing in here, some seedlings. That's how I get them ready to go for the winter. These will be fine. They'll leaf out next spring. They'll go out in the orchard or I'll sell them. Thanks for following us at Lake Erie Chestnuts. September 12th, 2018. Lake Erie Chestnuts. We're looking at a tree of Kinsel heritage. The goldenrod is in full bloom. The bees are working. It's a nice day here in the orchard, calm. The tree, same heritage. Has some fairly fat burrs, so I think they're going to have nuts this year. I was going to take one off today and check, but they're really not that brown yet. If they get a little brown or start to pop open a little, I think I'll grab them then, but I hesitate to wait for them to fall naturally because I may not be able to get here in time to pick them up before the animals do. But it's a beautiful day. Hi everybody, it's John from Lake Erie Chestnuts on a breezy day. 20 to 40 mile an hour winds. 86 degrees. September 21st. Got some chestnuts here. Just starting to get a little brown on the burr. Don't know if they'll have any nuts in them this year. They got the spacing at 30 feet on most of these, 15 feet on some, but those are the younger trees making much less pollen. Very windy day with 20 to 40 mile an hour winds. Got Chinese chestnut here. This is the Pennsylvania nursery one. They have smaller chestnuts by their description. I've never actually seen the nut. Just starting to get brown on the burrs. Gorgeous day. Very breezy, very warm. Probably our last super warm day of the year. 86 degrees today. So I'm gonna walk around and see if we see any about ready to fall, and I may check one. Walking up from the orchard from the south. Got my puppy out with me. It's a beautiful fall day, October 8th, 2018. These oak trees you see on the right, they're starting to sprout. Up out of the tubes, they're 9 foot tall. Some of them 10 foot. Those are the English white oak. They'll be producing acorns in the next couple of years. And we're coming up on the chestnuts here. Starting to get some color. We'll see if the burrs have anything. I'm going to pick all of them if we have any that are ripe, just so I can get to them before the animals do. Nice hot day. high 70s, low 80s today. These trees up here, right here in front, I've highlighted these before. These are of Dunstan heritage. These were seedlings in 2015, and they are not ready. And again, Dunstan kind of is advertised as having a late producing. That burr is probably not going to be fertilized, but those two on the ones that I just showed right back here probably are. That one definitely looks like it has a seed or two inside it. Probably has two, one on each side. All right, we'll go around and open some up. Here's some chestnuts from the Pennsylvania chestnut. Look at that one just wobbling in the wind, ready to fall, starting to open. Maybe I'm a little late here to pick them up, but I'm gonna pick these up. October 8th, 2018. This is A5 Yixane, and I just knocked these couple of burrs off the tree. That's all it had. It looks like there's a nice sized nut inside there. Let's see if we can do it one-handed here. Oh, that's a beautiful, beautiful chestnut. Only one. There's two unfertilized, but nice first chestnut off of a Yixane tree. This is the tree that I took the vote on Facebook Live. Should I wait? I should have come out sooner. They've all popped open. Now, there's some nuts hanging that I can recover here. Just hang in there. Not a bad chestnut. And now you also see a couple on the ground. Can you see them there? See them hiding down in the grass? So the deer didn't get them all. Maybe I shared one or two. Another one over here. All right, now I know, even if they're real green, I need to be picking them up or checking them almost daily. Right, Iz? All right. Izzy says I should have checked them sooner, so she could have gotten to come out here and run around. This is one of the Pennsylvania Chinese chestnuts, known to produce a little bit smaller seed, but still a pretty seed, pretty nut, especially when you've never had them produce. It's great to see. Really nice to see that big one packed with 3 burrs, or 3 seeds inside the burr. What do you think, Izzy? You like them? Beautiful day. This little tree produced all those seeds that you just saw. It's about 10 foot tall. Well, I'm pulling out of the farm here. I'm up on top of the mountain. We have nearly the highest point around. We have 1,782 feet right here at this top point. The neighbor has 1,802 feet just north of me. But I have this beautiful southeast view that I'm gonna show to you. Here we are, just absolutely gorgeous early fall day. Colors just starting to show up. We can see 1, 2, 3, 4 ridge tops going all the way out there. One right there, one coming up from your right, one to the left, and then you see 3 out there. Beautiful. Just a gorgeous day. So obviously I'm fired up that I've got chestnuts. I've never successfully grown one. Had my first few burrs this last year. I'm gonna take these home. It's kind of crazy. I was out here just over a week ago and had just big, fat green burrs. Had no color to them, weren't turning brown at all. And I decided to wait because the one chestnut burr I opened had just pure white nuts.
and I guess it's been 10 days, 9 days, and I had burrs on the ground with no evidence of a nut, and they had previously, you can see the scar inside the burr where they had some big nuts, fertilized nuts. So I fed some wildlife. I was able to also harvest some for my own. That's kind of my plan here. So thanks for following me here at Lake Erie Chestnuts. Hope you're enjoying your early fall weather. We're gonna have snow flying before long. I'm driving down some big ruts in my farm. Hopefully I survive to the bottom. Hope your chestnuts are going well. Make sure you buy some from somebody. I don't have enough this year. Maybe next year I'll have enough to buy. But Chestnut Ridge of Pike County has them for sale. Empire Chestnuts in Ohio has them. Maybe your local neighbor has some that are fallen. Good luck growing yours. If you have any questions, message me. Have a great day.